They're all about, are you? Come on, big boy. That's no fine. Yeah. That's the head up. Oh, it's not fine. Can you come around to this one? That's it. You can have a seat now. Have a seat. Oh, you want to stand up. Come on, you. Won't take long. Okay? They won't take long, will it? Okay? Come on, big boy. Okay, oh, you try one more side of here. You're crawling up a little bit, haven't you? No? You do it from here then. Hi everyone. I'll come and join you in a moment. Oh, pardon me. Right, lift your nose up. I have to have a look at your nose. Come on, yeah. Let me get this. Pulling that to the back a bit. There we go. Let's just work this in here. Stay still. Alright. Okay. I'll take my time. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't you worry about it. Okay. Just that like that. There we go. I know it's my cup of sticky time. There we go. That's not so bad, is it? Not so bad, is it? You see under here then. That's better. Oh, you need this bit. You need this too. Stand up. That's my boy. on, just be chopped up. Really good. It's really good. Do you want to come down? I'll come and speak to you in a minute, baby boy. Oh, hi, Nanny D. Let me just redo this page. Oh, not showing up. Hi, Paul. How are you? I've just started. The clarity of the thing, mate, is so good. Hi, Nanny D, and well done in all the stuff that you've done up to date. Hi, Andrea. No, it's not the rotating ones. I've not got batteries for it. The batteries only last about an hour in that thing. So I've been using that up to date, but it just stopped working after the batteries because I've been at OB maybe 2 or 3 times during the day because I haven't groomed them for a couple of weeks. Well, not a couple of weeks, but for about 5 days. I just found it really difficult. I've got tomorrow. I've got my physiotherapy on my right shoulder, and hopefully they can fix that because everything's just really difficult trying to get OB up on the table, especially when my arm is so sore. But yeah, Andrea, that rotating comb is absolutely fantastic. It's just that even though I put in Duracell batteries, it eats the batteries up so quickly, and I've never known it to be 4 batteries to go that fast. I don't know if it's maybe because Oberon's got a lot of hi Becky Warwick Lacey. Oh wow! Because I'm using my actual iPhone to do the yeah, I know you mean the one that's got the little discs in it. Yeah, it takes up an awful lot of battery power, but yeah, it does a fantastic job. It really does. I mean, I use it for about maybe 30 minutes today, then the battery's just died on it. So I'm using my other dematting thing because he's got so many mats. I think what I'm going to have to do is actually maybe the top part of his body where the hair's much longer is to maybe trim it back, but I'm going to use scissors for that. And what I'll do is during the week I'm going to look at some tubes on YouTube to see about how you should cut a Tibetan Terrier, because I want to make a really good job, and I want to prove to people, even if you're an amateur, you can actually still do this work better than a groomer, because obviously it's your dog, so you obviously want it to sort of look the best that it can, which is perfect for me. So hopefully next week my arm's going to be on the road to recovery. At the moment it's not. I was doing a washing up in the kitchen today and I dropped the one without batteries. I've got that one that I was using there is a dematting comb, and what it does is it works the same way as the one with the wheels, but it's obviously it doesn't take power. But sometimes with the one that's got the wheels on it, it's so much more gentler on Oberon's skin. With the one I'm using, I've got to be very careful because it's incredibly sharp. I mean, I've cut my fingers on it a couple of times, and because it's a right-handed comb, I never thought about getting one that's left-handed, because I'm left-handed. So I find that sometimes I'll have to fiddle with the actual the comb quite difficult. If you notice when I was doing it there with Obi, I kept changing hands, and because I think it can be a little bit painful on Oberon, I tend to move the dematting comb to different parts of his body and just work there and just sort of like do it a bit at a time. But I used the one you gave me just for about half an hour today, and it ate up the battery power, and that's AAA size Duracell, which are the best batteries on the market. But even they find it. I don't know if it's because Oberon's very, very hairy. He's incredibly hairy. I've measured the hair in the front of his body. It's actually 11 inches long, where at the back it's about 7. So what I've got to do now is, I've got to check on how to cut the chest area. I mean, whether to use the thinning scissors. Yeah, well, I think you know, for about 2 years solidly, Andrea, when I was first starting the Constant Canine Companions, I was going out every day, walking from the temporary house and accommodation in Percival Terrace, carrying all my boards and everything on my arm, and a lot of the times I didn't even bother using my bus pass because the buses are so crowded in Brighton. When I was wanting to go out canvassing and stuff, that I ended up carrying this all on this arm, and I think that's what's happened in the end up is the cuff muscles, which is up here, just gave out. I can barely, I mean, I can't take a top off without this actually causing quite a lot of pain. And today when I was in the kitchen, I ended up, I had to let the cup drop on the floor and smash, because I tried to grab it with this and the pain was absolutely excruciating. And I think it's interesting, because remember when I had the heart attack, I sat for 2 hours with the heart attack until my bus pass kicked in. It's the same thing. And I was actually to go in for an ECG that day, and I told the guy, oh, actually I'm having a heart attack. He says, oh, don't be silly. And as soon as he saw the ECG, he shot out the door. 2 doctors came back, and that's what I started all this off about what was happening with me. But ever since then, this shoulder has been bad, but I thought it was to do with my heart. But actually it's not the heart, it's the muscles, which are completely screwed up. Basically, I've got a physiotherapy tomorrow, which hopefully is going to fix it for me. So about that. Anyway, back to Obi. So I've been working hard on him today, using a lot of the dematting tools that I've got. The one with the discs, the spinning disc, which is the absolutely perfect. It's the perfect tool, but it just eats battery just. And I've been using the other dematting, which I don't prefer to use, because I think sometimes you can nip the skin, and because it is so sharp, you have to be incredibly careful with it. You don't want to end up scratching Oberon. So what I've decided to do is that next week I'm going to be doing a lot of cutting. I'm going to cut his hair back on his chest, maybe to back 8 inches, 9 inches, so that it keeps the line look. And I work exclusively on his chops. I've been using a little bit of what do you call it, lemon juice and what do you call it, cornstarch or corn flour. I've been using that for a couple of days, so that it's really working on his beard, and it is getting that way. Do you know, Andrea, I thought about rechargeable batteries, but they don't look, best of times those won't work, because that machine, because the comb is quite heavy on the batteries. I think it would drain rechargeable so quickly. So what I have to do is really just build up a little supply of AAA size batteries, and but the AAA batteries, Duracell ones in this country, Andrea, are really expensive. I mean, you can go into the pound store and maybe get 2 for £1, but that's £2, £4. It really mounts up really quickly. So I mean, I will get more batteries for it, and I will still use it, because that's what I do prefer to use, rather than the matting comb that I was actually using there, because I get quite frightened at times, especially when he yelps and I'm using that on him, and I think if I cut him, then I end up cutting myself. So what I'm going to be doing next is I'm just going to be doing the brush through. I have to figure out ways to actually get not only so much the hair out of his eyes, but it's to keep this area of his face clear of hair, because what I don't like is the hair that comes right over like that can get in his eyes at times, and he'll walk into things. He walks into a lamppost quite a lot, and I think that's because I'm not paying enough attention to his face hair. I don't want to cut it away because I think Tibetan Terriers love the fringes. They love to hide behind their eyes, and they use it to really good effect. But what I'm going to start doing is do bunches, put bunches in his hair, so it keeps the hair out of the face, and he still gets to keep his big locks. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get Obi, I'm going to go and do a little bit more with the Tibetan comb, because I really want to get all this area cleared at least. And I'll be back in a second. You just hold on. Oh, got a drink. Oh, hi Nicole. Yeah, a man bun. I think is it Stig? It has those man buns as well. I'll be back soon. Okay. Okay, right, so what I want to do is I've been working on his hair. I just want to get under his chin, especially at this part. Oh, look at those teeth. Oh. I'm going to figure out a way to fix his, to brush his teeth. It looks like he's got a bit of red gum there, so I don't know if that's it. He's not in any pain, he's not whining, and he's going for his treats and stuff. He loves his treats. It's when he doesn't eat his treats, that's when I get worried. Yeah, so I'm just working this through, bit by bit. I mean, it does the job, but I'd rather be using this one, as Andrea says, yeah. But the battery's completely dead. Alright, I need to get your chin. So you're going to sit down? I need to get you lift your chin up. Yeah, see this layer here is so long. You do a little line though. Yeah, big tired boy, are you? Why are you tired? You don't do much. You sit, eat all my treats, or steal everything. And yeah. Yeah, so I'm just working it through a bit at a time. What I'm going to do is I'll make sure I learn how to do the cut, or the best do the cut next week. Yeah, I'm on you, Mr. Wiggly. Mr. Wiggly. Now, this is one of these things with the mats. You can use just neat what do you call it, corn flour, work it into the mats. But I'm not going to do that tonight because I have actually groomed them quite a bit today. And because this hair here is much shorter, it's much easier to maintain. It's when you get up to the neck that it becomes complicated. But when you're using it going down the sides, I wish the hair, just pull it back up like that, so it makes it a bit more taut. And that way you you don't get any saggy skin that could get nipped. But yeah, it does a very good job of this. It does a very good job indeed. Get out of the way. Spiders. There we go. So that area is nice and easy to do when the skin's not too dry. Yeah, I'm going to fix your man buns for next week. I'm going to get your man buns. Right, okay, you come down there. Right. Oh, hi Chris. Okay, I looked at a property in George Street. I was thinking how about the cafe, and I was so shocked when me and Obi walked into the place. It was so small, and the guy was trying to sell me an idea it would make a really good cafe, and I goes, oh, how do you think? He says, well, if you put it right up at the front here. I says, but I want people to come into the cafe, I want people to talk, I want a place where people can find refuge. He says, well, you could do that. And I says, but the place is tiny. And when I say tiny, I mean not even the size of my flat. If you added the front room and the kitchen together, that'd be the size of the shop. And it was skinny. It was about 10 foot wide, about 20 foot long. And they thought I could get at least half a dozen tables in. I says, yeah, but if people are coming in with their dog, yeah. Oh, who's that? Yeah, I think you could be right. A tangle spot, they are bloody sharp. You're not kidding. I mean, I've tanned myself a couple of times with putting the fingers. It's so sharp. But the thing is, it does the job. You just got to be really, really careful you don't catch the dog with it. And as long as you don't catch the dog, it's okay. But you know, Tibetan Terriers are not they're not the bravest of dogs. They don't like pain. Just this little slight thing, you may think you've actually killed them or tried to sacrifice them. So obviously like that, and when he does, it just sets me off as well, and I end up like hurt my shoulder again, or feeling really bad. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, so when into this shop, it was absolutely tiny. I says, no, it's not suitable. It's not suitable because I've been thinking about the things that the cafe would actually have to have. And it would have to have big enough where it can get a good lot of people in, especially with the dogs, particularly for the homeless with dogs that need to get access to the government, access to the... Oh yeah, I saw that, Nico. I was like, oh my god. I mean, they're probably one of the best teams in the world. I mean, I bet you one really weird country's going to win this World Cup. I don't think it'll be Russia. I don't think it'll be England either, which is a shame because I mean, I support all the teams. I just like watching football anyway. But yeah, well, Scotland's not there this year. They weren't good enough. That seems to be getting like an old saying. And I think that's because the Scottish Football Association was completely destroyed when Rangers were relegated to the bottom thingies because, well, I mean, it's a conjecture, Nicole. I think Germany, I mean, they might be one of these ones that come bouncing right back, sort of they've learned a huge lesson, yeah? So, really, with the next teams they're going up against, they're going to have to do well, and I'm sure they will. I mean, I'd be surprised if Germany goes out in the first round. I'd be incredibly surprised. But yeah, I mean, if you put a bet out each way, you know what I mean, you might end up with a lot of money. But yeah, but Scotland's national team's absolutely shit because Rangers were relegated, which means a lot of the Scottish talent was completely destroyed, and most of the Scotland team was made up of like Hibernian, Aberdeen, blah blah blah, but the majority of the players were Celtic players, which means no sound. Can everybody else hear me? Can anybody else hear me? Oh, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? I'll be sitting talking there. I'm thinking of cutting my beard. Yeah, I mean, just tidying it up, because I look like a Mexican bandit. Anyway, oh great, thanks Nicole. Hi Rob, how are you? Oh, excellent. Yeah, so oh, excellent. Yeah, so I went to with the cafe again. As I said to him, no, it's not big enough. But so it's made me think that I'm going to have to move the cafe, not in George Street, which I wanted to, because George Street is probably the most vibrant street in East Sussex. It must be your device, Claudia, yeah. But you on a phone or you on a computer? Hi Diane, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, so I said it wasn't suitable, so I started to look at places up towards Churchill Square, which is central Brighton. And the thing is, the rates there are so expensive, but what I found out is that if you've got charity status, you can get a lot of incentives. Yeah, actually, I'm using my mobile phone. I didn't realise that I didn't realise that I had this type of facility on the iPhone, and it is so clear. The colours, yeah, the colours are absolutely vibrant, and I really like that. So I'm looking at places towards Churchill Square, and this place that they wanted to sort of try and rope me into renting in George Street was like £800 a month for something that's smaller than my flat. And I just like, you're having a giraffe, mate. A giraffe is a laugh. I says, it's not suitable. And he says, well, there's another one. And I just looked straight across the street. I knew where he was pointing to, and I just thought, that's even worse. It's about 7 foot wide, the shop. 7 foot wide by about 80 foot long. And I thought, you couldn't even put a table, a space in a table. It'd be, I just thought, no. So I started looking up towards Churchill Square, on that opposite side, between Churchill Square and maybe Palmyra Square. Palmyra Square is about a mile up from Churchill Square. It's very inclusive, it's very expensive, but the shops are a really good, decent size. Yeah, they're great colour. What a touch! Look, you can even see my beard these days. And I don't know what it is. It curls at the bottom. I mean, I've got more hair in my face than I have in my head. That's saying something. Right, so anyway, I'm going to finish in a second. I'll be but next week we're a bit we're doing Oberon's cut. I'm going to be just Gandalf. Yeah, Gandalf the Grey. Yeah. I'll go for that. Yeah, I'll go for Gandalf the Grey, not Gandalf the White. But I'll be ready with doing the cut next week, and because now I can use my iPhone and I can get such clarity, it means I'm able to show you a little bit more. I'm wondering if there's a zoom facility on this phone that I can zoom the camera in so you can get a closer look at Obi when I'm actually Hi Jane Ryan. Eunice says why? Hi sweetheart, that's my little sister. Yeah, I'll see you on Friday, and maybe you can ask. I will ask John during the week to fix out, because the camera stopped working on the laptop again. I don't know what happened with that. But then I discovered that I was watching somebody doing a live video, and I thought, wait a minute, they're outside, and he had an iPhone, and I says, she's hiding, not white, okay. Oh, thanks, Jane. Yeah, I'm doing okay, other than the shoulder problems, which is getting dealt with tomorrow. I'll be so, yeah, I know it's to do with drivers, Nicola, and I just haven't a clue. John's the man for that. Yeah, so anyway, I'll be ready for next Sunday, where we're going to do going to cut Obi's hair down a little bit, giving him a bit more sort of like breathing space, using the thinning scissors as well as actually cutting hair that little bit shorter, so that we can actually keep it under control. I will be working on him during the week a little bit at a time, so that I can get all the mats out. I mean, like I said, I haven't done it for about 5 days, and it's just been because my shoulder's just been so bad. Like I said, I was trying to make something in the kitchen today, and I had to let the cup drop, because as soon as I try say hi back to the cats, Nicola. Yeah, she's got a cat called Zelda, and it's absolutely amazing looking. Anyway, thanks for all of you for tuning in, and I will see you much better next week. With charming accent. Oh, thank you. I think a lot of Americans like Scottish accent. That's why my friend Kev Baker, he does the Kev Baker show on True Frequency Radio. I mean, listen to him Monday to Thursday from 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. at night UK time, and he's got the same accent as me, and a lot of his listeners are American. They just love listening to him talk. Okay, anyway, thanks for much for tuning in. I will see you next week with more brilliant clarity video. Good night. God bless you all. And Nicole, Germany will get through. Don't worry.